Um, you want to get into our plan topics now?
Let's get to it. Ooh.
So let me tell you guys about Truth Serum. The NBA playoffs is Truth Serum. We think about all of these awards, these regular season awards, and then we get to the end of the season, and rarely is the MVP the finals MVP. Rarely is the coach of the year the championship winning coach. And oftentimes you'll see a defensive player of the year get his ass cooked in the finals, if he even makes it, by a superior offensive player. You know why? Because the playoffs is Truth Serum. Because the playoffs is about winning. It's just not about padding your stats. It's about doing what it takes to get to the next game, the next series, and hoisting a trophy. The Larry O'Brien. That's what it's about. And when you have a random game in Oklahoma City on a Tuesday, the second game of a back-to-back, and you go for 45 against their second string because the starters don't want to play, yeah, that's what happens because it's just a regular season game. But then when you got to look at that man for up to 7 games, the same person who's picking up your tendencies, he's picking up your tendencies. The team can see how you play against their concept. It brings out different things. Our MVP, the Joker, he got swept. Who's more huh?
He didn't get swept.
What he got one?
They got one.
One. Sorry, gentleman sweep. Respectful.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Then you look at Steph Curry. Who's more valuable, Nikola Jokic or Steph Curry? Steph Curry is the linchpin of a culture that is now a dynasty. Monty Williams. What Monty did was great, helping turn around the Phoenix Suns. But a lot of that was signing Chris Paul. And guess what? Who's a better coach? Monty Williams or Steve Kerr? Steve Kerr. Monty Williams had a team that was focused on one thing, and that's winning a championship. You have Devin Booker who's up next. You have Chris Paul who's on his way out of the league. You had DeAndre Ayton who's supposed to be the next premier big man. Everybody's playing to prove something there in Phoenix. And then you got the Warriors who are playing for worshiping two gods because you have the veterans who've done it before. Then you've got the young guys who want to get paid but also want to win. And Steve Kerr was able to make that work. Or look at Eric Spoelstra. I mean, who's coaching better, Spoelstra or Monty? I'm going to say Spo because Spo had less talent. And don't come at me because I'm bringing up white coaches over the black coach who won the award because Ime Udoka, he got the Celtics to where the best coach ever, Brad Stevens, could never get him to. These are 3 guys who could have, should have, would have been coach of the year. Hell, throw in Jason Kidd. He had Luka and spare parts. And got them to what? Was it game? Was it? How long did that series go against Steph? 5 games. Yeah, they got mollywopped, but that's fine. He got them to the Western Conference Finals. They overachieved. Oh, because they beat the coach of the year, right? See,
they embarrassed them in a game 7 at home. Embarrassed them.
And then we think about All NBA. And I know regular season award, but the playoffs is True Serum. Jason Tatum did not look like an All NBA player in the finals. Now, we'll get into it a little bit later as to why, but he didn't look like he was All NBA. You know who looked All NBA? His teammate with the short braids and the receding hairline. He gave us 32 in game 6. He looked like he wanted to be there. So when I tell you the playoffs is True Serum, because it's one thing to walk into a party, nobody knows you, and you walk out with something nice on your arm because you had a nice ruse. But it's a whole nother thing to have the reputation of being a piece of shit, and you walk in there and you leave the baddest thing in there, and she know that everything you telling her is bullshit, and it still works. That's the playoffs, when they know your tricks and you still trick them. What's up, Parlay Pete, man?
What's going on?
I don't know.
Big week?
Not shit, man. So I think the playoffs is true serum because we get so hyped on what happens over 82 games, but what really matters is the quest to 16. And that quest to 16 really shows us what people are made of.